Is this Café Mocha?
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it is.
Ladies, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning, President Obama. It's Loni Love, MC Lyte and Angelique. Thank you so much for this time. We want to get right into it. First of all, welcome to Café Mocha, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, everybody.
Good to talk to you guys.
Well,
hey.
thank you, because usually we talk to Michelle, and when they said, the president wants to talk to you, I said, what did MC Lyte do?
Oh, you know.
Well, I was just tired of Michelle having all the fun.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get in on that.
Absolutely. Right. Well, Mr. President, we wanted to ask, why are the midterm elections so vital? Why are they so important?
Well, I tell you what, you think about where we were 6 years ago. Economy was crashing. The financial markets were crashing. Auto industry was crashing. And we have now, because of the policies we put in place, dug ourselves out of a hole. Unemployment was above 10. Now it's below 6. We've created over 10 million new jobs. We've cut the deficit. We've increased support for students going to college. Reading scores are up, math scores are up, auto industry back. So we've made a lot of progress, but people are still frustrated because wages and incomes haven't gone up.
Right.
And the reason wages and incomes haven't gone up is because there are a bunch of policies we could be implementing right now, raising the minimum wage, making sure women are getting paid the same as men for doing the same work.
Yes.
Rebuilding our infrastructure. There's a bunch of stuff we could be doing that we're not doing because I've got a Congress that is more interested in politics than trying to get stuff done.
We're on the line with President Obama. It's Café Mocha. All month long, we've been talking about how we're getting smarter. This week, it's all about getting smarter at the polls. Make sure you go to iwillvote.com to get everything you need for voting day. More with the president coming up.
Hey. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Café Mocha on the line. We are talking to the president about why we all need to get out and vote. Mr. President, we all see the amazing things that you want to implement, but it gets so frustrating. The ideas get to Congress and then they're stopped dead in their tracks. So what we need to know is, how do we pick smarter? How do we elect people who are going to work with you, so we can move things forward?
I'm willing to work with anybody, but right now I need a Congress that is representing the interests of ordinary folks, single moms, working folks, people who are, going to the job every day, maybe working 2 jobs, but still are having trouble making ends meet at the end of the month. Giving them some help in terms of child tax credits and making sure that they can afford sending their kids to college, and making sure that they've got the opportunity to retrain for a higher paying job. And if we don't vote during midterm elections, what ends up happening is that we get a Congress that we deserve, which is one that doesn't do anything. And this is our chance to really make a big difference. But I'm going to need us voting at least at the same rates as we voted when I was on the ballot in 2008 and 2012. I won because people voted. And the same is true in terms of getting a Congress that is representing your interests. So everybody's got to get out there and vote.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. President, how do we protect ourselves on voting day? Because a lot of shenanigans, we've heard a lot of stories about armed sheriffs showing up and people getting ticketed a block from the, things going on. How do we protect ourselves so we can get to vote?
Well, first of all, in almost every state and polling place, you've got observers, monitors, lawyers who you can usually consult with. And the fact of the matter is that even with all the shenanigans that are out there, and we've got a Justice Department that's been trying to make sure that some of these states that are engaging in these practices, that they're held accountable. Even with all that, the overwhelming majority of people can vote.
Right.
And very few people get turned away. And the reason that folks end up not voting is not because of some rules, it's because they're sitting at home doing something else.
Right.
And that's just the truth. And so there are no excuses for people not voting.
Amen. President Barack Obama on the line. If you want to get smarter at the polls, log on to iwillvote.com. It literally has every deadline, every address, every bit of information you need to go out and vote. iwillvote.com. More with the president on the way. Café Mocha, helping you get smarter at the polls. The president, Mr. Barack Obama, is on the line. Now, sir, what do people do if they still have questions about where to go, what to bring, if they're a student?
You should go to iwillvote.com. That's a website, iwillvote.com. You can get every piece of information about what you need to vote, where your voting place is, what the rules are in your state for voting. So you go to iwillvote.com. If you are committed to voting and you are prepared, you can vote. And in a whole lot of states, we've already seen large numbers of people early vote. Now, not every, some states have a deadline that may have already passed in terms of early voting. But the truth of the matter is that it just shows people, when they decide they're going to make it their business to vote, they can get it done. And I need everybody who's listening to Café Mocha to say to themselves, I am going to vote this time, even though Barack's not on the ballot, even though it's not a presidential election. I understand that we have to have a Congress that is serious about doing the right thing for working people. And the only way that happens is if we've got a high voter turnout. It's going to, in states like Georgia, in states like North Carolina, in a lot of these places, the turnout's going to determine the election. Right. Period. I mean, if people who believe in the minimum wage, people who believe in equal pay for women, if people, who believe in rebuilding our infrastructure, if people who believe in helping young people go to college, if those folks turn out in high numbers, then we win.
Because
if folks don't turn out, then we lose. It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. Because what do you say, Mr. President, to the people that say my vote doesn't matter?
Listen, in some of these states, in Florida, where there's a big gubernatorial election going on and there's a bunch of congressional races, in the last election in 2012, which I won in that state, but basically 50, 100 votes in each precinct were the difference as to whether you won or lost. Think about that.
So little, yes.
50 votes in a precinct might flip that precinct.
That's right.
And so, it's true that sometimes your vote doesn't matter when it's a landslide. Right. But all these are close races.
And there's no way to tell.
Every single one is a close race. And so, if you vote, it will make a difference. It's a mathematical formula. It's that precise.
Well, it's early voting, and it's voting on Election Day.
And the website to get all the information you need is iwillvote.com. More with the President of the United States coming up right here on Café Mocha. President Barack Obama is with us. This weekend is all about getting smarter at the polls. And of course, we're going to ask what's on everybody's minds, Ebola. That's coming up. Hey, let us know how you're getting smarter, and you could win a trip to the 2015 NAACP Image Awards in LA. Go to CafeMochaRadio.com. Click on the Smarter tab. It's all brought to you by Hyundai. This is Café Mocha. President Barack Obama is on the line. Go ahead, Loni. Ask him now. Do it now.
Mr. President, we at Café Mocha have always been a supporter of you. We have an award called the SWAG Award, and it stands for strength, wisdom, assertiveness, and genuine commitment to the community and the country. I give it to you all the time. We celebrate you. And this week is no different, and the reason why I want to give it to you this week is because of what you did, the simple gesture of being the hugger-in-chief when you hugged Nita Pham, who was cleared of Ebola. Why do you think, real quick, that it was important to have her come and see you right after she was declared Ebola-free?
Well, because I think there's a lot of misperceptions out there. Listen, Ebola is a very serious disease. You don't want Ebola, right? I mean, it's a serious disease, but it's hard to catch, and it's a major crisis in 3 West African countries right now. But here in the United States, we've had 1 person die of it. We've had 7 Americans who've gotten Ebola and are now Ebola-free. And you are much more likely to die from the flu this season than you are of Ebola. It is very hard to catch. It's not airborne the way the flu is. You have to be in direct contact with the bodily fluids of somebody who not only has Ebola, but is actually showing symptoms of Ebola. And so I think that it's important for people to understand this is something we have to take seriously. It's no joke, but it is also something that if we just take basic precautions and do what it is that we're supposed to be doing, we're going to be fine. And and that's what I wanted to signify when I gave that nurse a hug, because there are a whole bunch of healthcare workers out there who are being treated as if something's wrong with them.
Right.
When all they're doing is treating us when we're sick, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And we've got to make sure that we're not somehow discouraging the kinds of incredible service that a lot of these nurses are providing every single day.
That's right.
Well,
just being informed.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. President Barack Obama has visited Café Mocha. Woo! We still want Michelle next time, though.
I know that's right. I know that's the girl, but I appreciate you guys, giving me a little time. And it is true, I got a little swag.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, you can tell everybody.
What's being talked about on the street, online, and sister to sister? It's Did Y'all See? On Café Mocha.
Did y'all see former B2K member Lil Fizz was having an issue on his reality show this week where he basically was trying to pressure his girlfriend into being a mother for his child, and it seemed a little bit odd because they've been together about 3 years, and he expects his girlfriend to be picking his son up for school and buying him shoes and all that stuff, but he's not talking about no ring.
Well, I personally think that I get it. He might have come on a little too strong with the way he came about it. But at the same token, I think after 3 years, you can't just be with me anymore. Like, if I have a child, you need to try to be present in that child's life. And you don't necessarily have to be the one like, I got the new shoes. But, like, you could at least, try to be more present for, whatever they have going on so that they know you will be present in my life if you do plan to be present in my life.
But the fact that she hasn't, isn't that a sign that she's not here for the baby?
Oh, yes, exactly. They should totally break up. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I don't think there's anything crazy about wanting somebody to step up for not only you after 3 years, but for your child.
That's our point of view, but we want to hear yours. Log on to MadameNoir.com and click on Did Y'all See?
That was Did Y'all See? With the ladies of Madame Noir on Café Mocha. For more, check out CaféMochaRadio.com. This is Café Mocha. Café Mocha.
This is Café Mocha. Just got off the line with the President Barack Obama. The website is iwillvote.com. Need to know where your polling place is? Are you a felon? Need to know your rights? Are you a student from out of state? Need to know your rights? It's all at iwillvote.com. Just go vote.
Yes, absolutely.
Learn the propositions.
And it's early voting, too. If you do early voting, that is great. You'll get it out the way. It's very, very important. We don't want to happen. What happened in 1993 when there was a takeover, we don't want to see that again. So very excited that the president took time out to speak to us. That's how important this is, people.
Amen.
So, okay, how did I do, Angelique?
I thought you were fine. Yeah, it was fun.
She gonna be giggling like a little schoolgirl.
No, it's terrible. The Café Mocha Espresso is brought to you by the all-new Hyundai Sonata. We're still asking, how are you getting smarter? Maureen from St. Gertrude's High School in Richmond teaches young girls, but check out what she learned from them.
Learning that the community is not just who is in my life all the time, but the community outside of my little world, and that I need to be giving back to them. And so even though I'm really busy and have a full-time job, now I look for ways to give back instead of being so focused on me and raising my family.
Ms. Black, Virginia, USA talks about how she's gotten smarter.
I've definitely had to learn how to manage my time better, and I've had to learn communication skills and just going out there and presenting myself, because sometimes I can be a more reserved person. So just going up to people and network with people.
How are you getting smarter, Lisa G?
I'm getting smarter by surrounding myself with people who are smarter than me.
Ooh, I like that. That's why he's standing next to me, right?
Right. Exactly. Because if you are with people who are just as smart or not as smart, then you're not trying to move somewhere.
That's the espresso. I'm Angelique.
This is Café Mocha.
Café Mocha, one flavor, light mix, right here.
That was the MC Light mix. She did a thing.
Me, sweat me.
Showing out for the president.
You know, I had to do a little something. You got to pull out the no stops for the president.
What a great show, ladies. How y'all feel?
We made history.
We did. I can retire now. This is my last show.
Oh, stop it. We need you.
Thank you to President Barack Obama again. What is the website, Angelique?
iwillvote.com. Get yourself educated. If you can early vote, go out and vote early. Usually it's at the library or some state building. Just show up. Boop, boop, boop.
Get it
out
done.
of there.
Get it done.
And for love's sake. Café Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.